Depression is an illness. The thought just does not come to them concerning how their disease affects others, because they're sick. Yeah, they are sick. This is an illness. And so when you talk to somebody who's in depression, you have to remember that they have an illness, and it's not just, you know, oh, all you gotta do is pray and God will take it all away. You know, that's no, that's not gonna work. This is an illness. Yeah? And some people say, oh, you just gotta be holistic and eat, you know, fresh foods and fresh vegetables and just think positive all day long and it'll go away. No, it won't. No, it won't. This is a disease of the mind. And you heard me talk about what the sacred center is earlier. Yeah, there is no religion. There is no culture. There's no language. This is where our reality as human beings begins. We all have that. So thinking religiously or doing a certain ceremony is not going to fix it. Yeah, it has to begin there. There may be activities and medications that will help you get through it, but there's more that has to be done that's really difficult to do. Yeah. So these are it's a disease. It is a real difficult disease, and I think, you know, when you're talking about jobs like being a pilot, being a firefighter, being a police car. I mean, being a police car. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be when I grow up. I'm gonna be a cop car. Shit, I mean, being a police officer. Yeah, being a doctor, being a lawyer. You know, all these really a teacher. Yeah, these are really important occupations because they deal with people. And if a person is in depression and is taking medication, it's a big question mark from me. Should they be allowed to do that? Because what if they stop taking their medication? There was in Washington, was it Washington State or where was it? Somewhere in America. This is a true story. There's a young lady, is in her mid-20s. I think she was an art teacher, and she was really good at what she was doing. And one day, it was time to. One morning, it was time to start classes. So the students couldn't get in their classroom, so they didn't know what to do. So the teacher in the next classroom went out there and said, "What's going on?" They said, "Well, we can't get in our room. The lights are on in there, but we can't get in our classroom. The door's locked." So she said, "Okay." So she sent a message through intercom for for help to open the door. Meanwhile, she was trying to open the door too. And oh no, I think they have a key. The teachers all have the same key. The same key opens all the doors. I think that's what happened. That teacher opened the door for the kids, and when the kids went in there, what do you think they saw? They saw their teacher hanging from the ceiling. She committed suicide. She hung herself. And the first students that saw this, now they're traumatized. Yeah, see, when people who have depression, how they don't realize that this is going to really fuck the minds of other people. They don't realize that. They can't comprehend it, and it's not selfishness. Yeah, us sane people, we say, "Oh, they're just selfish." They don't even realize that they're fucking up those kids. Yeah, that's easy to say, but no. How can you be selfish when you don't know what the hell you're doing? Yeah, that's the question you have to ask. How do you know you're selfish if you have no clue what's going on? You don't know why you feel a certain way. Yeah, yes, you know what's happening around you, but what's really happening, you're not aware of that. So how can you be selfish if you're not aware of those things? You can only be selfish when you're aware of everything and then you do it. Then you're selfish, yes. But depressed people, they don't know. Yeah, they don't realize they're being selfish. This is a disease. That's I have to keep saying that. I can't say that enough times. So this lady she was in depression and nobody knew it. She kept it to herself. Yeah, and she hung herself and there was no breakup. Yeah, she didn't break up with her boyfriend. She didn't, nothing bad happened to her or anything like that. She just was. She had the disease and she committed suicide. And she's sick. That's why she did not realize that this is going to traumatize whoever finds her. Yeah, because she's sick. She can't think like a healthy person. So that's why I say, should people who are on severe depression, should they be allowed to work? I don't know because I'm not a doctor. Yeah, I'm not a therapist, but I wonder, maybe it shouldn't. Maybe that statement is way too bland. Maybe it's too broad. Maybe it should be. I should tighten or fine tune that question by saying, should people who have responsibility of many other people be allowed to work if they are in depression, like pilots, yeah, train drivers. Do you see what I mean? They have a lot of people that they are responsible for. Should they be allowed to work if they have depression? It's it's just a question. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Yeah, because I'm not a therapist, so I can't I'm not an expert on depression. But what I do know is it is a disease, and I do know that there's different levels of depression. There's severe depression, there's mild depression, yeah, and that in a lot of cases of these less severe cases, they normally take their medication and they can live a normal life, basically a next to normal life. Yeah, like I said, some pilots have gone through that. They've flown 30 years and had not had one incident. And their depression was probably not too severe. Another disease that's really catching up in the Western world is burnout. Yeah, that's another one those are difficult to deal with. Burnout syndrome. That's a hard one. That's a difficult one. And it's you have to deal with it somehow, yeah. And this is not something you can do on your own. This is not when you have depression, if you try to fix depression by yourself, that's like, say you broke your leg, so then you're gonna like, okay, I'm gonna fix it myself. And, yeah, and you do that, and use some duct tape and some some super glue and whatever, and a year later you have a really goofy looking walk, all because you thought you could fix yourself. You see what I mean? You need help, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't mean you're weak. It takes a person with courage to ask for help. People who need help and don't ask for it, and there's nothing wrong with them, that they don't have any disease whatsoever, those are the cowards. Yeah. So anyway, this pilot, he didn't take his medication, and there was a lot of things that were he had lots of problems. It sounds like, and this was when that chief pilot left to go use the bathroom. That was his chance to end it all. Yeah, and so he has this severe illness. So he all that's in his tunnel vision is him killing himself. And he's not concerned about the other 149 people because he has an illness. He's sick. Yeah, that's why I say, should these kind of people be allowed to work? And should that go one step before that is that when somebody has a severe mental illness, and then the doctor says, "Okay, here's a medical note, give this to employer, so that is saying that you're not supposed to work for 3 weeks." I think that's bad myself when it's severe. When it's a severe mental illness, I think that these people they cannot be trusted with so much responsibility because they may not do it. And then the next thing you know, you have a plane crashing in the Alps, killing 150 people. You see what I mean? That's why I think. I know a lot of people are not going to like it, but I think that there should be some kind of law that says that when the illness is like that that he's in danger to others, then that therapist should be able to, or that therapist should be allowed by law to inform the employer and also the family of this person that your relative is mentally ill, and we have to start working on that. Yeah, and I think because the person has severe mental illness, they don't have the capacity to be trusted. They don't have the capacity to do the right thing because the illness is really difficult, and they can't think rationally. So they'll do it. They'll commit suicide. It's an easy way out. Yeah. So that's kind of the thing happening there, and sad. Yeah, it's so sad. And this French guy was saying that his top responsibility, two things. Yeah, was to find that second black box, and also to get all the human remains to as much as possible. And he said they have identified 150 different DNA strands, but that's just the beginning. Now they have to find out who are they. Yeah, and as soon as they get enough, and with whatever they can find from that mountain, and put together. And I know that sounds gory, but that's the best they can do because that's all they have. There were no bodies that were intact, because you have to imagine this is a bomb basically, yeah, and this is flying into a hard mountain, a rock mountain, and going at almost 500 miles an hour. It's instant death. Yeah, and that's like dropping a watermelon on the floor. It just falls into pieces, and you cannot put that together. You just have to try to gather as many pieces as you can and identify what's what. In this case, who's who. Yeah, so that's going to be difficult. So families, I really feel sorry for them because they're never going to really get the body. They're not going to really be able to see the body. They're going to be given whatever fragments they had. Whatever fragments that the rescue people found. But they want to make sure that all that happens. Yeah, that they try to get. I think he said 3 to 5 weeks they should be done if everything runs right. So it's hard. That'd be really hard on me. Yeah, if I had a friend or a relative on that flight. That gee, many crackers. It's just not going to be a proper funeral because with the full body. So you're never going to see them again, dead or alive. Yeah, that all you're going to be given is this package with what was left, and that's what you bury or whatever you do in your religion or your spirituality. That's really sad, I think. But that's the best they can do. So, my goodness. And that's otechike. And that's really, really a